Hello, this is Terry Ryan, co-founder of the Tallahassee Sewage and Wakulla Basin Advocacy Group. Yes, I'm inside to beat the heat. Let's start this presentation with a recent WCTV segment on Lake Munson.
Powered by WCTV.tv. Eyewitness News at 11 starts now.
Toxic algae in Lake Munson. This lake on the south side of Tallahassee has been closed for weeks now due to harmful algal blooms. Today, people who live by the lake held a meeting with county officials to discuss their concerns. Our Savannah Kelly was there and has the story.
Lake Munson residents are frustrated. They say they've been dealing with algae problems in this lake for years, but that it's never been quite this bad.
I've never seen it like this.
Lake Munson residents speaking out at a meeting with county officials Sunday, asking for answers. Why is there toxic algae in Lake Munson, and what is the county going to do about it? Anna Padilla, the county's stormwater management coordinator, says it's due to high levels of nitrogen and phosphorus.
For the past several years, we have identified that algae in Lake Munson is a problem. It's because of the nutrients.
But county officials weren't able to give residents all the answers they wanted. Many were worried about potential health risks of living near the algae. According to the DOH, exposure to the algae can cause rashes, vomiting, and respiratory irritation. High levels can even affect the liver and nervous system.
The algae here represents a health issue.
I'm disgusted and I'm sad.
Rivers said she feels that county and city government has neglected the needs of Southside residents like herself.
There are people that live on this lake that care and live on the south side that matter. So we need to speak up.
County officials said they will be scheduling an additional meeting with residents in the future and are hopeful that a representative with the Department of Health will attend. Reporting at Lake Munson, Savannah Kelly, WCTV Eyewitness News.
We have health issues expressed by residents around the lake. The Department of Health, as we all know, has issued news releases indicating harmful algal blooms with low-level toxins. I personally experienced a severe case of eczema just before Memorial Day, per my own doctor's diagnosis. Local well-known Springs advocate Jim Stevenson indicates his experiences with respiratory problems when he brings other tour groups around the boat ramp. But unfortunately, the county is just not listening. As Maggie Thoreau, director of the Office of Resource Stewardship, indicate, it is, quote, "It is not the intent to close Gilwaters Park, but merely the landing within the park, allowing the public to continue enjoying the walking trails, pavilion, and grills in the preserve." As a local resident has indicated,
Disgusted and I'm sad.
Rivers said she feels that county and city government has neglected the needs of Southside residents like herself.
There are people that live on this lake that care and live on the south side that matter. So we need to speak up.
And so I respond to Ms. Thoreau and the Parks and Recreation Director, Amanda Heidecker. The health issues experienced by residents who live around the lake and citizens who actually visit the lake are indeed the responsibility of the county and the city, the latter of which has used the lake for many years as the toilet bowl of Tallahassee. Close the Gilwaters Park immediately and start listening to the residents of around Lake Munson and their health concerns. Okay, so what's causing these regular occurrences of harmful algae blooms? Let's listen again to Anna Padilla, Stormwater Management Coordinator in Leon County's Public Works Department.
It's due to high levels of nitrogen and phosphorus.
For the past several years, we have identified that algae in Lake Munson is a problem. It's because of the nutrients.
Anna Padilla for the stating that Lake Munson has a nutrient problem. We seem to have a problem getting that admission from certain other government employees around the city. And Anna, we do appreciate you indicating this. The following information is going to get kind of technical. So what I might suggest to you is take a moment right now, and if you don't have one already, get a pencil and or pen and paper. So you can take some notes, and I'll go as slow as possible and be as detailed as possible without really getting too deep in the weeds. First of all, let's talk about nutrients. Nutrients are mainly nitrogen and phosphorus, and the sources for these are fertilizer, septic tanks, sewage spills, contaminated sites, and we have approximately 240 of them around the Leon County, City of Tallahassee area, and that's a good topic for another video. Contamination coming from company entities, and lastly, aging sewage collection systems, which we're right now attempting to investigate for exfiltration of sewage. The additional concerns are also toxins, and those are the really, really bad stuff, so to speak, and we're going to hold off on discussing that for another video, and it has some concerns all unto themselves. Next of all, in order to have a stormwater system within a city or county, the City of Tallahassee has a permit. It's a federal type of permit managed by the state of Florida, Florida Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, and it's called the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. And again, as I mentioned, the city is required to have a permit to have their stormwater system, and they have yearly reports that they have to send to the DEP entity, and also give a summary of how the system is. And the one we're taking a look at is in regard especially to Lake Munson. Now, next of all, to make this as simple as possible, we pulled out a map, which I'll show here. I hope you can see that. And it shows the map of Tallahassee, and it shows different monitoring stations, which you can see down at the bottom. We have 3 of them circled, which pertain to Lake Munson. Now, what I'm going to tell you is go ahead and write down these monitoring station numbers, and they're going to be going from north to south. Okay, the first one is going to be LMB 11, and that is at Black Swamp at Orange Avenue. The second one is LMB 12, which is just south of there, and that's where Central Drainage Ditch flows into Munson Slough. And then about 1.25 miles or so further south, where Munson Slough goes under Capitol Circle, we have LMB 02. So just to sum that up, Okay, now what I'm going to give to you is what they call nutrient loadings, LOADINGS, and this is the amount of nutrient that goes through these particular places on a yearly basis. First of all, total nitrogen at number 11, and I'll just give the number of the monitoring station here. Total nitrogen is 2,879 pounds per year. Total phosphorus, 262 pounds per year. Monitoring station number 12, total nitrogen, 2,660 pounds per year. Total phosphorus, 170 pounds per year. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Number 2 monitoring station is just before Munson Slough flows into Lake Munson. Total nitrogen, 13,057 pounds per year. Total phosphorus, 982 pounds per year. Think about that for nitrogen and phosphorus. There's an agreement also between the City of Tallahassee and DEP, in which they have agreed, that the city has agreed to work on creating a maximum daily load of both of these nutrients, and they are required to give a particular report on it on a yearly basis. This report is called the Total Maximum Daily Load. Otherwise, we'll refer to it as TMDL. Very important. Write that down. At the present time, the city is meeting requirements for the TMDL for both nitrogen and phosphorus. But its nutrient concentration requirements are over twice the amount for what Wakulla Springs is required. Think about that. So Wakulla Springs, from our standpoint, from the advocacy group's standpoint, the TMDL is probably set too high. It's almost twice as much as requirements that Wakulla Springs has to meet for at least total nitrogen. We as an advocacy group feel that something needs to be done, either changing the TMDL or simply having the city and the county just get together, recognize there's a problem with total nitrogen and phosphorus, and just have a agreement between the two of them, a local agreement, that they're going to get down to at least as far down as what is required for total nitrogen with Wakulla Springs. That's it. I know I gave you a lot of technical information there, but it's a good start to discuss other things going forward. And I like to try and keep the videos here within about less than 15 minutes. Thank you very much for your time. Be sure to subscribe and tell your friends about it, and please share the video. Thanks a lot. Have a great week.